The Baltics, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, Lietuva, Latvia, Estija, Atmostas Baltija.
Beyond abysmal.
The Baltics have been sort of an enigma in the Eurovision Song Contest. Every year, at least one of the three countries manages to shock everyone and secure a great spot in the contest, while at least one flops miserably.
Yeah, keeping it real.
In the past couple of years, Lithuania, Latvia and Estonia have really stepped up their game, revamped their national finals in their own different ways, and have decided to take a serious approach when it comes to Eurovision.
I love that!
And when it comes to Eurovision 2025, not only have the Baltics really stepped up their game, but all three have decided to embark on totally different and unique paths in trying to achieve a great result. From a post-punk and a heavy-hitting track to cultural, magical nymphs singing a spell to a world-famous artist who dances like Mr. Bean and creates controversies left and right.
And that is the truth of the matter.
But one question remains. Is Eurovision 2025 gonna be the year of the long-anticipated Baltic win? Hello, hi, вітаю, добре дошли. It's your boy, Gottem.
DevonAdoreMeWooWooBlogs.com.
In today's lovely episode of ours,
Honest, sometimes the
we will not just be analyzing one country, not two countries, but three whole countries. You already know from the title, it's the Baltics.
But guys, I'm gonna be a president of Lithuania!
In all honesty, the Eurovision 2025 national final season is almost over, and that makes me panic so much.
You know what? My prayers are going to start now.
Because I cannot seem to pump out the amount of content that I would like to, but it's fine, not today's topic. In today's lovely episode, we will be analyzing Lithuania, Latvia and Estonia, three of my favorite countries in period, and in Eurovision of course. And we will be talking about everything. Okay, maybe not everything, because I never actively engage with the national finals, but...
You're a nasty bitch of a girl.
And yeah, I know, hate me all you want, your boy's getting a low degree at the end of the day.
Who cares? Who cares?
But aside from that, we will be touching on their momentum in the contest, their entries for Eurovision 2025 by talking about the artists, the lyrics, the messages, the musicality, the performances, their chances in May, and of course, we will be ranking all three of them by using the special and well-trusted and established, at this point,
Okay, compliment season.
Gottem Special Eurovision Formula, which we all love.
You are such a delulu.
I'm sure you're excited just as I am, because low-key, the Baltics be eating everyone up this year. Well, maybe not all three of them, but more on that later. Before starting, I would kindly remind you that you can always subscribe. We are a new channel on the Eurovision YouTube scene, so if you'd like to support your guy, please do. I need a lot of help.
And that is the truth of the matter.
But by doing so, you'll also be a part of our lovely Gottem mental asylum. You're all patients, and I'm secretly also the patient, so nobody's running this circus at the end of the day, but... enough on that, just subscribe, like the video, you already know. Without further ado, it's Gottem. Before we start individually talking about the countries, however, and focusing on their entries, I would like to make a slight transition into it by briefly talking about the current status of the Baltics in Eurovision.
It was good, wasn't it? Let's face it.
Arguably, the Baltics have entered their Renaissance era in the contest. Actually, to be frank with y'all, the Baltics have always been killing it in Eurovision, and we have not talked about that enough.
I love that!
They are the dark horses when it comes to Eurovision. They always manage to serve quality, both in terms of the songs and the performances. And somehow, they always go unnoticed.
So sad.
For the most part. Aside from the fact that Latvia and Estonia both carry a win under their belt, since 2015, every year, with the exception of 2017 and 2019, at least one of the Baltic countries manages to get a top 15 result. Which just goes to show how the Baltics do know how to do Eurovision.
And that is the truth of the matter.
Lithuania, Latvia and Estonia are not only consistent, but their entries always have this specific unique identity about them, making them so memorable.
Compliment season.
Whether it be the Estonian dudes with the drug song and the traditional instrument, the Lithuanian Troye Sivan with the club bob, Monica Louis with her bob.
Mike.
As sweet as St. Lucia.
You get the point. Now that we briefly talked about all three of them and kind of gave a little bit of an introduction into the topic, let's hit things off by talking about Lithuania.
Lithuania.
Okay, Lithuania, one of my favorite countries in the continent in the past decade. I mean, come on. Their momentum for the victory is insane. Not only are they the only Baltic country with 0 victories, but it almost feels like they turned a leaf in 2020, and ever since they have been sending absolute fucking masterpieces every single year.
And that is the truth of the matter.
Okay, skip the roop, I'm not too arsed about them.
I don't like her songs.
But 2022, Monica Lu. This is my president.
I'm gonna be a president of Lithuania. Oh.
She's my president.
He's got to be the winner. Sorry, Shah.
Sentimentai was in my top 3 that year, and I still love the song, and she's like a mother to me. She birthed me on stage in 2022 in Turin. She literally birthed me.
I love that.
Sentimentai was in a league of its own, and sadly I think we're never getting a masterpiece like that in Eurovision ever again. I love it. I love it. Call it an ugly swing the way it cannot be topped.
And that is the truth of the matter.
Then in 2023 we got Monica Linkute, the other Monica. Again, lovely song, underrated by the fans, lovely voice, performance as well. And last year we got Sylvester Belt. Who was just an angel, such a sweetheart. He looks so fun, I can't. Also, of course, gay as hell.
And you eat meat. I'm sorry.
His song, Look Talk, come on, that was just incredible. And I'm still waiting for that Czech Hunter episode of him and Baby Lasagna. The way he liked that tweet was insane. I need to retire from the internet immediately.
Stop it! At your age.
But what about 2025, you might ask? Well, we got such a quality entry again, but also something we have never gotten from Lithuania before. And to be fair, something we have never gotten in Eurovision before, period. The Lithuanians have spoken, and they have chosen Catharsis with the song, the masterpiece, Tavo Akis. Okay, here we go. You guys already know that this song is so Gottem coded, it's insane. I'm getting ahead of myself, so just like, let's rewind to the beginning before I start literally coming up in here.
Beyond abysmal.
Okay, so Catharsis won Evrovizija.lt, Lithuania's national final. They always used to select their entries for Eurovision. It has produced great entries, which I already talked about just a second ago, so clearly the Lithuanians know what they're doing.
Tic-tac-toe. A winner.
Actually, the name Evrovizija.lt is quite new. 2 years ago, it still had the old name, Pabandom is Naujo, which translates to let's try again, which hilarious, deeply unserious country.
You silly cunt.
Anyways, I did not follow the Lithuanian national final this year.
You bitch of a girl.
It's a bit too much for me, 5 heats. No, honestly, I have never closely followed it, but I did watch the final, and I thought the selection was quite good.
I like it. I mean, there's nothing more to add. I really like it.
But come on, as soon as Catharsis' song was released, I was on board immediately. On board that Catharsis Leon Kennedy looking ass train. And of course, I was very, very, very happy that they won. Insert the Gottem reaction clip. Yes, they won! To be frank, it was always that. It always was Lithuania's best bet at the contest.
And that is the truth of the matter.
And I'm glad that they're going to be flying the Lietuva flag in May. I don't know, I just like them a lot. Obviously, we will talk about the song in just a second and everything else surrounding it. But my god, they're the definition of nonchalant. But yeah, there is something so endearing about them. They're just real, and I feel recognized, and I love it.
All you've done is complain.
Okay, let's hit things off by talking about the sonical aspect of the song. This is just so up my lane, it's insane. Not only is it such a dark, alternative, good track, as the band have said themselves, their music is dark alternative and post-punk in terms of genre, but it's also so captivating and haunting. It starts off by setting this haunting atmosphere, and it builds quite beautifully to that heavy guitar-ridden chorus and that thunderous climax, which gives that cathartic
Shout out to y'all, that's flirtatious.
sense of relief. It's just perfect. I have nothing bad to say in terms of the musicality of the song.
This is taking me to the imperial heights of my inner realm.
As I think it's beautifully and skillfully built. In terms of the mood of the song, which, much like the lyrics, is quite gloomy and presents this vibe of tragedy. I love it. I love dark and heavy music like this, and I get why it's not everybody's cup of tea, but for me, personally, it's absolutely brilliant. As you might already know, all the music I listen to is quite somber and melancholic, and post-punk is my favorite genre of all time. And I really appreciate that we have such a song in the Eurovision lineup. There is an interesting conversation to be had in terms of the label, that post-punk label. Because to me, this isn't the post-punk I'm used to, the Ukrainian post-punk.
Who cares? Who cares?
It's quite different, but it is true that every country that has a post-punk scene has a unique sound to it that is different from another one, from another country's scene.
And that is the truth of the matter.
But yeah, I'm just glad that the Eurovision 2025 season has been dipping its toes into post-punk and catharsis, much like Deka Energetic from Vidbir in Ukraine, actively are opening the door for post-punk in Eurovision. I just love that.
So beautiful. Look at this. Talk about something different.
Time to enter my territory, hyperfixating and over-analyzing the lyrics of Eurovision songs. That's what I do, day and night.
So sad.
And this song. Let's just get into it before I start creaming my knickers.
This is disgusting.
Obviously, the focal point of the song is suffering, centering on themes of destruction and pain.
Celestial, it's crystallized.
First of all, as we already established, let's talk about the themes of destruction and collapse in the song, which we can see in the opening lines that paint a picture of devastation. Empty talks only fuel the fire. Houses are burning, they begin to collapse. These lines paint the picture of doom and the inevitable societal downfall, the downfall of humanity. The mention of empty talk suggests that meaningless words and unresolved conflicts are exacerbating the tension within people, that build up anger within them, that makes the house go up in flames and burn down, causing it to collapse. With the destruction come also themes of decay and ruin, as specified in the lines, foundations of everything have already begun to rot. This line implies that the core of something, most definitely society itself,
You're joking.
has been compromised beyond repair. It's corrupted to the very core. The bridges are burned, the hope is lost, and there is nothing but the rot. I love the word rot in lyrics, in poetry, in literature, anything of that nature. Typical Ethel Cain fan moment, to be fair. Even the slightest glimmer of hope is almost entirely gone and has faded completely away. The main symbol of the song, even contained in the title, is the eyes, Tavo Akis, your eyes.
Eyes? Eyes? Madam, which person eyes?
Your eyes see pain, only gives a feeling to my eyes. The eyes are a symbol of pain in the context of the song. Eyes often symbolize perception and truth. They're often called the windows of the soul. The nipples are the eyes of the face.
Nipples are the eyes of the face.
Here, the repeated line suggests that witnessing someone else's suffering deeply affects the person, thus establishing empathy and shared suffering as an important aspect of humanity. The person is somehow incapable of helping the other in their suffering. They can only stand witness and feel sorrow and guilt and experiencing suffering themselves. However, that person's initial pain, it's not just observed, it's also felt. Don't be afraid, in your dreams I cry, only in your dreams I cry. The idea of crying in dreams could symbolize that hidden subconscious sorrow. The idea that pain is suppressed in reality, but surfaces subconsciously. Crying in their dreams suggests that the speaker hides their true pain while awake, but allows themselves to be vulnerable in their subconscious world.
We're not made of steel, we're not made of rock.
It symbolizes that hidden struggle of internal suffering. The line is deeply haunting. It shows the idea that the speaker only cries in dreams, that their sorrow is an unspoken shadow in their life.
Oh my gosh.
To sum up in one last sentence, Tavo Akis is a song of trouble, of hurt, of total emotional collapse.
That is so powerful.
Moving on to the performance at the national final, the frontman is just so captivating.
A little bit sexy in the way that it's doing it. I don't know if that's just me picking up his persona.
The way he grabs the viewer's attention with that prolonged shot of him just staring directly into the camera is something I haven't felt in a while. It's just so magnetizing. It just draws you in instantly. Of course, they're gonna oomph this up for the Eurovision stage, but the graphics, can you please not change them? Those graphics are just impeccable.
Whoever's behind this is a magician.
That stormy field with that broken house in the back, it's perfection. Perfectly haunting. With that dark, gloomy, black sky that flashes as if there's a storm that's about to approach. And then everything gets destructed and the sky goes from black to dark blue. Total eruption. I just love it. I just really love it.
He's got to be the winner. Sorry, Shah.
And I cannot stress enough how obsessed I am with that staging. You have no clue.
10.
I just love the scenery. I think it perfectly encapsulates the essence and the mood of the song. And aside from making it fit on the Basel stage, I honestly say leave it as it is.
And that is the truth of the matter.
It's time to channel our inner Bulgarian mystic Baba Vanga and do some predictions. Okay, so first of all, semis. This is in semi-final 1, and this is easily making it through. Let me just say that from the beginning.
This is going straight to the final. Done.
So many neighbors, so many friendly countries that usually give them points, and we honestly need to remember the Lithuanian diaspora that are surely gonna back this up. So qualification, don't even worry about it. I think they're safely gonna make the final. In terms of the grand final, however, I have no fucking clue, to be fair.
Everything's gonna be alright. Come on.
I do hear your guys' concern that this might get the Overham treatment, but I cannot see this getting underrated by the televote. First of all, A, because of the diaspora. B, this has no direct competition. And of course, see, this is Lithuania. Lithuania always does well with the televote. But nothing sounds like this. And it will stick out just because of that reason.
And that is the truth of the matter.
It's in a league of its own. It has no direct competition. And people are gonna be into it just because it is in a sea of televote bait songs. It's a quality entry done in an amazing way with some actual substance to it. People in home, what are the adults gonna vote for?
I mean, you were born in the dark ages, so we understand the memory loss.
Okay, listen.
They're gonna see this and recognize that this is a good song. There are many fans, casual viewers that tune into Eurovision that love rock. This is gonna feel that rock-shaped hole in their heart, if you know what I mean.
This is disgusting.
I honestly think that this is getting top 10 with the televote. The juries, I can see them getting an 8th or a 9th, something like that, because they will appreciate this, but I don't think they will be voting for it en masse.
What a bitch.
Overall, this probably will be getting a lower top 10 finish, but it all depends on how everyone is feeling on the night. And to the people that are comparing this with Aya, what the hell? Literally nothing in common. Let's be serious for once. I know Eurofans cannot differentiate between different music genres, but come on, we need to stop. There is nothing similar between this and Aya. They're not even from the same genre. Yeah, you might make the point that they're alternative rock, but this is also post-punk. Aya is just alternative rock. Anyways, enough of this tangent.
Bloody cares. Boring.
It's now time to rank the song according to the Special Gottem Formula. And because we're gonna be seeing this formula again 2 times more in this video. Let's briefly introduce it. So first of all, we have message, lyrics, musical value, originality and authenticity, potential, and finally, and most importantly, the Jon Olesund wow factor. So we're gonna be ranking each of these 3 countries according to this criteria. First off with Lithuania, of course.
Someone take my coat. I'm about to get ready.
So I just say let's give this roast a cooking and let's just give the love that this lovely, dark, gloomy, depressing entry deserves. So first of all, message, 8 out of 10. Love it. Love it. Lyrics, 9 out of 10. I really do like the lyrics to this. I think they are deeply poetic. I think there is a lot to appreciate about them. There is a lot of substance behind them. Musical value, 9 out of 10. I might be biased. I really like post-punk. This is again just a personal opinion. While I do try to remain objective, I'm kind of basing it on my music taste at the end of the day. Originality and authenticity, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. We have never gotten an entry like this in Eurovision before. We have never gotten a post-punk entry at Eurovision before. And I love it. It has such Lithuanian identity to it, such unique Eastern European identity to it, such unique post-punk and dark alternative rock identity to it, and it's just very, very special. Potential, however, I do have to remain kind of unbiased. I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10. And finally, but of course not least, we have the Jon Olesund wow factor, 8 out of 10. I think it's perfectly appropriate for this, with the combined average of 8.5 out of 10. Honestly, great score for Lithuania this year. They haven't been disappointing in the last couple of years, and I think that this honestly might be fighting with Sentimentai for the title of my favorite Lithuanian entry of all time.
Don't talk shite.
I'm really happy that this is gonna be representing the country. I cannot wait to see how this performs. I cannot wait to hear this live, first of all, and be rooting for Lithuania again.
I love Greece. I love Greece.
Moving on to country 2, Latvia.
Latvia!
I actually took a trip down memory lane, and shockingly, I actually love a lot of Latvia's entries. But my god, how they struggled with getting into the final.
Never had high hopes for Latvia anyway.
Dons last year broke a 6-year non-qualification streak. Rest in peace, Saya, you'll forever be remembered. If it wasn't for that vampire-looking twink from Serbia with that horrid song. However, Latvia might have turned a leaf this year.
Talk about something different.
And are possibly on a track to solidify their presence in the contest, because Supernova has ended and the Latvians have spoken. They have chosen Tautomeitas with the song Burman Laimi. Okay, before I start salivating at the song and performance, let me say that I never follow Supernova.
There's something wrong with you, hon.
And I did not follow this year's national final either.
Can't you ever have a friendly evening? Can you not do that?
So, in all honesty, I have no idea what the other competitors were like, so I will not waste time and I will directly focus on these lovely women. Clearly, I am obsessed with this. Which shouldn't shock you. If there is one thing Gottem will always love, is an ethnic banger. And this is the epitome of an ethnic banger. At that, an Eastern European one. I have been asking for a cultural entry from the Baltics for ages now. So we finally got it and I could cry. I have been waiting for this for so long, you have no idea. As I already mentioned, the Baltics are kind of like an enigma to me when it comes to Eurovision. I am just so curious about everything, but mainly their folklore and culture. We have never gotten an entry from Latvia that opened that door for us. Hell, we have barely even gotten entries in Latvian, period.
The fuck is happening to this country?
This is the first time in 21 whole years that we have gotten a song from Latvia that is in their native language. The last one being in 2004, come on. I'm just so happy that we finally get a taste of Latvian culture, and at that it's done in such a magnificent and perfect way.
It makes you feel good for 1 minute. I'd rather have 60 seconds of pleasure than 0.
Let's hit things off by talking about the song on its own. It's just ethereal. One word, ethereal.
It's angelic, it's celestial, it's crystallized.
It sounds like a chant out of a fairy tale. Not only is it built in a magnificent way, but it's almost hypnotic. You're drawn in immediately by the combination of the angelic vocals and the chant, and then the verses kick in. It just sounds like a song that would be played at a summer solstice celebration. Whenever it starts playing, I just imagine women making those wreaths of flowers and leaves, dressed in white dresses, jumping around and throwing them in the river. And then I can also see like a big flame in the middle and everyone just dancing and around it. Basically what I described is midsummer in Eastern Europe, Kupala. I miss Eastern Europe. I miss Kupala season so bad. It's just pure magic, and the last minute is just the perfect ending to the song, with those high vocals and that perfect harmony again.
I'm pregnant.
Next, we will be talking about the lyrics of the song, which are quite different compared to these of the other songs this year.
Talk about something different.
We can clearly see the folklore inspiration behind the song because the lyrics are not consisting of 2 to 3 different verses and 1 chorus. No, it follows the structure of a folk song. We have exactly 6 lines which repeat, 2 of which serve as almost the chorus with which the song starts and ends.
I love it. I love it.
And even though the lyrics are minimal here, they still paint a picture, an atmosphere, and a feeling in such a beautiful and captivating way.
Beauty, poise, fragility, grace, and just.
Burman Laimi, or A Chant for Happiness in English, is a powerful folkloric song, infused with nature symbolism and a sense of spirituality through that folklore essence of the song. First, we can clearly see the repetition of the word summon. Summon, 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 summon. Cannot ruin me. It serves as a protection chant and some sort of mantra, part of a ritual for protection, resilience, and happiness by calling upon Mother Nature or ancestral or mystical spirits, just nature. The line, cannot ruin me, demonstrates that self-strength and the fact that the ritual has shielded the person's soul and energy from any malicious threats. This aligns with the ancient Baltic traditions, where chants and songs were believed to have protective powers. Moving on to the bridge symbolism, which is arguably the most insane part of the lyrical content of the song.
Hope you keep on serving cunt.
Others are making a bridge of copper. I'm making one of oak. This is so up my alley, it's insane. It makes the juxtaposition of strength versus fragility. The metaphor of the bridge symbolizes transitions, choices, and passage between worlds and folklore.
Choices.
In our case, there is a contrast between the man-made bridge made of copper and the one made of oak. Copper is a valuable metal, but it's most importantly prone to corrosion over time. The bridge of copper symbolizes something materialistic, temporary, or superficial, possibly making it a metaphor for the reality of the modern man who equates life with materialistic possessions and hunger for money and valuables and just greed.
I wanted the money.
Then we have the second bridge, the one made of oak, which is the complete opposite of the one made of the metal. First, oak is a symbol of endurance, wisdom, and connection to nature. Second, the oak tree, Ozols, is one of the most sacred symbols in Latvian folklore, associated with strength, endurance, and divine power. The position of the oak in Latvian mythology is important to the context of the song, and let me tell you why.
Sit down and shut up.
The oak is connected to Perkons, the Baltic thunder god, who was believed to protect people from evil and misfortune.
Let the big bad wolf handle it from here.
The tree symbolizes immortality and resilience, as oaks are long-lived and deeply rooted. It's associated with strength and protection in Latvian folk songs. The bridge of copper turns to rust. My oak grows evergreen.
This is taking me to the imperial heights of my inner realm.
Unlike copper, which rusts and weakens, an oak bridge turns evergreen. It thrives, grows, and remains strong. By choosing to build an oak bridge instead of one made of metal, the speaker aligns themselves with nature's enduring power, while rejecting materialism and temporary gains, which are represented by the copper corroding.
I'm nodding like I understand, but I'm not so sure I do.
This represents a classic Latvian folkloric belief that true strength comes from nature, not wealth or artificial structures. Thus, nature's wisdom surpasses human greed. This ties into the song's title, Burman Laimi, a chant for happiness, which suggests that this is more than just a song. It's a ritualized invocation of luck, strength, and joy. I'm gonna finish this, and one last line, I just have to mention it without elaborating on it. I didn't know my own happiness until I met my misery.
That was so powerful.
Okay, enough of me decriing this entry and the nation of Latvia and their lovely culture. I just need to go to a Latvian pagan celebration right now.
Can you just shut up?
Okay, time to discuss the performance, which, I mean, is there anything to discuss? This is just perfection. Just keep it as it is.
And that is the truth of the matter.
It looks like a staging straight out of the Eurovision stage. It's so spectacular, and my god, their movements, the meaningful movements are perfect. I love the camera shots and the way they are dynamic. I just love everything about this.
I like it. I mean, there's nothing more to add. I really like it.
There isn't a single flaw that I can pinpoint in this performance. If you showed me this, I would have never guessed that this was performed on the Supernova stage. I just think they need to copy and paste exactly what they have, and we're good to go. It's a full package.
Whoever's behind this is a magician.
Okay, before we rank this lovely entry, it's time to hold the dick riding for a second and sadly be realistic, because from the last minutes I think we can all tell that I stand hard. So how will this perform in May in terms of results?
Save to me, oh Jesus, help me, Lord.
Let's see, Latvia is performing in the first half of the second semi-final. The thing is, yes, this is a fairly competitive semi-final, but this just stands out. There is no direct competition, and this is by far the most ethnic sounding song out of the pack.
And that is the truth of the matter.
And just the staging and her vocal and the song itself, everything just stands out so much, as this semi is basically packed and stuck to the brim with televote bait, and people will be intrigued by this just because it will feel so different compared to the other. People will most definitely be intrigued by this, and it will just feel so unique on the night. And I remain hopeful that viewers at home will pick up the phone whenever the lines open and just think to themselves, I like this song, but those girls from Latvia, the ones with the harmonies and the angelic vocals, were just so interesting, so let me just vote for them.
It was good, wasn't it? Let's face it.
In all honesty, I'm not too worried, as half of the semi is Eastern Europe, and I'm sure we will show love to this entry because this is something we appreciate in Eurovision. I see that people are worried about their qualifying chances, but I just don't share the same concern. For now, I see a comfortable qualification at around 7th place in the semi. I just cannot see this not making it to the final. It's just so arresting and just so unique.
Listen, boo, you can shake your head all you want.
We will have to wait and see about the final. Honestly, I just say let's get this through the semi first, and then we will worry about that, okay? Okay, time to move on to ranking this spectacular entry. You already know the formula, the Gottem formula. I'm not gonna elaborate on it. Let's just get into it. So, first of all, message. 8.5 out of 10. Lyrics, 9 out of 10. I really like the lyrics. I really appreciate the folk song structure of the lyrics. It's just so thoughtful and authentic. Musical value, I will give this an 8 out of 10. Originality and authenticity, I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10.
10.
Because it's just so Latvian. This is so unique. We have never gotten proper Latvian culture in this way in Eurovision. It's just authentic. This is what Latvian folklore is. Potential, sadly, I have to remain a little bit unbiased here and give it a 6 out of 10.
Oh, shut up. You don't know anything.
I think we should hope for them making the final, and whatever this gets in the final, we shouldn't care too much. It's important that they showcase their artistry and the culture of their country. And finally, the Jon Olesand wow factor, 8 out of 10. I was wowed, and you should have been wowed by that performance as well.
And that is the truth of the matter.
With the grand combined average of 8.4 out of 10 for Latvia this year. This might have been a little bit too much of my personal taste, but I'm just so glad that Latvia is sending a song like this. This is my dream Latvian entry, and I'm just glad that we have it, and I can enjoy it properly and live with that as well. And finally, what a better way to end this so far amazingly positive video than on an awful bitter note with angry Gottem foaming at the mouth, am I right?
Estonia!
Okay, so usually I like Estonia a lot in Eurovision, like a lot.
I love that!
Last year I was a defender of their song, but this year I'm y'all's biggest hater. I end kids for a living, literally.
Someone take my coat. I'm about to get ready.
Still Out 2025 has unfortunately and tragically been won by the greasiest man in Europe, Tommy Cash with This Ain't a Song, so just something. Tommy Rush with the something Espresso Macchiato. I'm so ready to drag this. My hands are basically getting sweaty at this point.
I was sharpening my knife.
I feel like an evil baby with a fork in hand right before sticking it in a plug as I'm about to analyze this something.
You haven't got the nerve. Nah, you haven't got the nerve!
I know the Tommy Cash lunatics are here. Let me give y'all a lesson. Since most of y'all are probably already in your early teens and you don't know a thing or two, I'm a veteran, so let me tell you something. Come here.
Let the big bad wolf handle it from here.
It's perfectly fine to love an artist, and I get you're trying to be edgy, but let me tell you something. Let me tell you this. Just because you love an artist doesn't mean you have to defend them at all cost. That's not healthy. That's not something sane people do.
And that is the truth of the matter.
It doesn't mean you have to be on all fours licking their butt 24/7. He is just a person. Whenever your fave does something wrong, call it out. For fuck's sake, why is that so hard for y'all to get?
Grow up, madam.
There is no way Tommy Cash is paying all of y'all for being a part of this annoying army. Save the energy for the algebra homework, okay? We on the same page? Perfect, let's move on. My thoughts on him winning Estilo.
Beyond abysmal.
I mean, this was kind of bound to happen as soon as his name was rumored to be a part of the lineup.
You're joking.
He is the biggest artist in Estonia, we know this, and he's quite known outside of Estonia as well. So his name basically carried him to the win. Because trust, if this song was sung by a random, it would have gotten like 10th place in Estilo. Okay, maybe not 10th, but like 5th place. It wouldn't have won Estilo.
And that is the truth of the matter.
Sorry, but objective facts. Your subjective opinions are subjective in yours, but let's not deny facts. Before I start dragging him and this train wreck of a song and performance, let me have my tweaker-like rant about him.
I am actually an expert on all matters that are fake and gay.
I'm just over it. I'm just really over it, and I'm over him. I'm over this stupid song, and I'm done. I am done.
I am out.
First of all, hate his attitude. This, I'm way better than everybody else because I have my followers on Instagram type of attitude and mentality. Pack your bags and go the fuck home. If you're better than everyone in the contest, just why are we bothering?
Done.
You have your fame, go home. Why are you even here? For a quick PR stunt?
And that is the truth of the matter.
I'm tired of him and his little squad that he has with Karia and Joost that keep infiltrating national finals.
Guys, there's espresso macchiato waiting.
Move on from Eurovision and worry about your careers as solo artists. Worry about that. Like, what the fuck are you doing in Estonia, in the Estonia national final?
What are you doing here, Karia? I don't know.
Girl, what the fuck is he talking about?
I've had it with you. Go the fuck home. And honestly, as the queen, Alicia Michelle, said, If y'all were such good friends and supportive of Tommy, where were y'all at when he was recording this? Why were you not in the studio with him? Why didn't you tell him that this is not a good song?
Yeah, keeping it real.
To me, this is just straight up 14-year-old prepubescent boy music, desperately trying to be different and edgy, a gimmick.
Obviously, this is a heterosexual package.
Bullshit, Vivian, bullshit.
Bullshit, Vivian. And I know exactly, but I've seen shit.
Another thing, maybe the last thing I'm gonna say about him before moving on to his song, is him striking content creators and taking down anything he can take down. He even took down the whole ST Loud channel for copyright. Come on, this rage baiting shit is so unfunny.
Go on, Gail.
These people put in actual work, and you're out here trying to rain on their parade for the sake of getting a couple of laughs, and he's such a troll, I love him type of comments. Piss the fuck off. I don't have time for any of this. I don't have time for any of this.
Okay.
Sonia, why did you bother? Why did you do this?
Completely unacceptable.
Even though I don't want to, let's just talk about Espresso Macchiato now. And to be fair, my analysis on this entry will be very short and sweet. Sweet. Since he's clearly too good for this stupid contest, why should we give him a platform? He has enough of an audience of tweakers ready to lick the bottom of his shoe at any given moment, so...
And that is the truth of the matter.
Let's not just praise him. He doesn't need that. And in general, I prefer to talk about entries of actual substance and not those that are relying on a joke and a gimmick, so...
Die.
But yeah, this just does nothing to me. He's obviously trying to troll. It is catchy, I will give him that, but it's not something unique. It tries to be quirky and different too much, to the point that it genuinely feels forced.
Trash and scum.
There is a hook and people will pick it up, but those people will be the casual viewers who are easily impressed. Not me. I'm not impressed. And that's about it.
I've said what I came to say.
Moving on to the lyrics. Since there is absolutely nothing of a substance for me to analyze properly, let me pull out some of the lyrics. Me like me coffee very importante. My days are very busy and I just own this little ristorante. Life may give you lemons when dancing with the demons. No stresso, no need to be depresso.
Beyond abysmal.
Yeah, this is just a joke. He's literally taking the piss and not even in a funny way.
Who cares? Who cares?
No actual meaning behind them. A joke. Basically, this is just a joke.
There's no message. There's no fun.
Enough, I don't have time for this. The one thing everyone says about Tommy is that he's this insane visual artist and that he always delivers in terms of the visuals and the performance. It's this insane conceptual art every single time.
Okay.
Girl, where? Where is this conceptual art exactly?
It's not quality fishnet stockings bodysuit is
The performance was such a ridiculous mess of a train wreck, of a garbage. Him with his little weird dancing and the bodyguards acting all pretend flamboyant, behind him, lifting him and shit, and those awful visuals behind him. I'm sorry, but this is nothing. Where is this conceptual greatness y'all have been talking about? Because this is nothing.
I hate it! I fucking hate it!
Now, keep saying that he will improve it for Eurovision, and I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. Literally scrap this. He's not gonna improve for Eurovision. Again, he doesn't care. He's just here to take the piss.
I am out.
Before absolutely bearing this with my ranking, I want to talk about the song and its chances. First of all, we all know that in this current semi-final system we have right now, anything like this would just sail through to the final.
And that is the truth of the matter.
Which is why I keep saying and talking about how we need to bring the juries back in the semis for this exact same reason. Joke shite keeps getting into the final and I've had enough. And sadly, this will happen again this year with this disaster of a song.
There's your media accreditation right there.
Everyone's talking about banning. What if TikTok...
Yeah, so yeah, this will qualify surely. But in terms of the final, his ass would get humbled. It will get humbled. This is just getting blanked by the juries.
Thank God.
I mean, come on, if Europapa got 12th with the juries last year, and if we take a look at Finland from last year, where they ended up with the juries, yeah, this is not getting a top 10 with them. 100,000%. You can quote me later on this. This is not getting top 10 with the juries. There is just no way.
I am not going to take this! You cannot do this!
Just because the juries in ST Law gave him 12 doesn't mean that this will happen. This will probably get 18th, something along the lines of 13th to 18th place with the juries. Or maybe even less, who knows. The televote will get behind this, of course. The casual viewer votes for stupidity quite often, but I don't see this storming the televote. I really don't. It's a year full of televote bait songs, and the votes for these songs will get split between like 3 or 4. So winning is out of the box for this entry. There is just no way.
And that is the truth of the matter.
Maybe top 10, yeah, I can see that. I can see that universe. Top 3, however, and God forbid a win, not happening. Isn't happening. Now, I can't wait. I cannot wait to bury this entry, so let's just get into it.
Oh, I'm so happy someone made a fucking video about this.
Time to pull out the Gottem Eurovision Special Formula, and let's just get into it. So, first of all, message, 1 out of 10. There is just no message. Lyrics, 0 out of 10. 0. This is a joke. Musical value, 4 out of 10. And that's just because of the hook. That's it. Nothing else. Originality and authenticity, 4 out of 10. Is it kind of unique? Maybe, yeah. But yeah, 4 for the awful dance and for the awful song. It takes a lot of originality to come up with such an awful song.
Alright.
Potential, putting my bias aside, I have to give 7 out of 10 for this. But again, as I said, top 10 maybe, top 5, top 3, and a win. Not gonna happen. And finally, the Jon Olesund wow factor, 4 out of 10. This can wow the casual viewer or the people that are just into this infantile type of music, but this is just not wow at all. Any person that values music and actual art and values Eurovision and the art that we get presented at Eurovision with will not get wowed by this.
It's such a bad song. It's a bad staging. It's a bad act. I look at them and I just think this is so sad.
So 4 out of 10, and that is just again me being generous and trying to put my bias aside. With the combined average of 3.3. I know you're gonna hate me for this. I know I'm gonna get hated on in the comments, and I actually welcome you to make a fool out of yourself in the comments by trying to drag me.
Devon@RamyWooWooVlogs.com.
Go ahead, be my guest. Keep commenting, it helps for the algorithm. That's all I have to say about Estonia. Very disappointed, quite a personal let down after last year. Yeah, I just sincerely wish that he gets humbled and bring it.
I've said what I came to say.
Okay, so that has been it. This has been the complete grand analysis of and breakdown of the Baltics this year at Eurovision. I'm so glad that the Baltics are finally entering into their tasteful era. It was a long time coming.
It was good, wasn't it? Let's face it.
But yeah, who is my favorite Baltic entry this year? You're gonna have to wait and see about that in a future video. And that's a perfect segue to end this video. That has been it. Thank you guys for coming along, for tagging along, for watching this very, very long video.
I am out.
It means a lot. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm just gonna kindly remind you to subscribe again. It's free. We have a lot of fun around here in the Gottem Mental Asylum, and you can become a patient of it. You can join us. We do content all the time, as much as possible, and
oh, if only that was true.
We have a grand old time. You can always like the video, and of course, you can follow me on social media. I'm very, very active on Twitter. You can follow me over there. I post bullshit on there all the time. I complain, I yap, I beef. All of it. It's a messy time over there, so go follow. And of course you can follow me on Instagram, where it's a little bit more personal, a little bit more of my everyday life outside of the fandom, outside of the chaos, outside of this mess of a contest. Yeah, that has been it. It was your boy Gottem. It was my pleasure to have you around this time, and hopefully I will see you soon, very, very soon. And don't forget, ich Gottem.